Hi everyone, this is my pool plan for the second half of February 2021 for DFFOO global version of the game. And in this pool plan video, I'll be covering the banners featuring Ultimecia as a synergy character. So in other words, Ultimecia's arc. Quick disclaimers before we go into the banners. This pool plan is really personalized to my own progress and once in the game. It may or may not be ideal for anyone else. Of course, there are many approaches to playing the game and completing the stages, which is one of the great things about this game. And when it comes to pulling, I am a firm believer that there are many factors that should really be considered, such as, of course, your current resources in gems, tickets, and ingots. Who do you have currently built up in your current roster, and what roles do you actually need to fill, and of course which content you have yet to clear, because different characters shine in different content, and of course who your favorites are. Personally, my plan is always heavily influenced by completing all stages, including Chaos Challenge quests, so I try to have at least decently geared synergy characters that I can take for the Chaos Challenge quest. And for this reason, my pool plan usually heavily favors the featured character in the arc, in this case Ultimecia, because she is synergy across multiple events. So coming to the first event, which is the Heretics event, featuring the return of Ultimecia's LD, and this time with the release of Ultimecia's burst weapon. As always, there are two banners here. The first consisting of Ultimecia, Palom, and Papalimo, and Ultimecia's LD is on only the first banner, so if you're aiming for her LD, you have to pull on this banner. Second banner has Penelo LD, which is a new release, Cyan, and Tancred. And of course, Ultimecia's burst features across both banners. There are two notable pickups, of course, here, one being Ultimecia. So if you have yet to pick up her LD, I think this is a great place to aim for a strong magic DPS character. And of course, for many people, including myself, we will be aiming for Penelo's LD. It's really just a shame that Penelo's banner mates are Cyan and Tancred, because they sport heavily outdated kits at this stage of the game. So unless you get really lucky, you'll be pulling a lot of other weapons that you don't need along the way of getting Penelo's LD. For myself, my aim here is really just Penelo's LD, and because I've already max limit broken Ultimecia's LD before, so I won't be pulling on the first banner. On the second banner, I'll just be throwing tickets, because I already have all of Tancred and Cyan's kit. So the only weapon I'm missing here essentially is Penelo's LD. I would like to get Ultimecia's burst, but if you've been following my pool videos, I never specifically chase or PT any burst weapons. If I get them, then I get them. If I don't, then I'll just move on to the next arc. Right after that, we have the release of Jake's Lost Chapters, and in this event it features the return of Jake, this time with his LD weapon featured, and of course Ultimecia's burst weapon returns here. Now Jake is a strong DPS character. I actually skipped him the first time around, mainly because I'm waiting for him to return on this banner. And this time Jack is actually quite a notable character because of course including his LD call, which is a very strong and useful call ability to have. So this time I will be pulling for Jack, and my plan is to use tickets if I still have more than 500 after pulling for Penelo. If I get very unlucky with Penelo and have to deplete most of my ticket stash, then I will actually be using gems on this banner, because I don't have any of Jack's other weapons. I will be stopping after I get Jack's EX and LD, and then I'll move on to the next banner. At least the great thing is Ramza is also synergy here. So if you still haven't have a Ramza's EX, this is a good place to pick it up. But you won't be able to get Ramza's LD on this banner. You have to pull on his featured banner 2 weeks ago. So in this arc, there's also another banner, an extra banner I should say, that contains Ultimecia's burst, and this is the Dimensions End Tier 20 commemorative banner. So in this banner, I'm not sure actually whether Jack is synergy here because he was the previous Lost Chapters, but I'm just going to assume that he isn't. That's why you don't see his portrait here. And this banner features the rework of Krau and the release of her LD weapon. And I actually really like support characters, so I will be aiming to get Krau as well, with the aim of using her paired with Lightning for Dimensions End Tier 20. So because of this, I will be throwing tickets until I score Krau's LD. I already have the rest of her gear pulled from previous banners. So it's really only the LD that I'm missing here, and once I get that, then I'll be moving on to the next banner after that. The final banner for Ultimecia's arc is the Boss Rush 2 event, which is the second Boss Rush event for global version of the game. And I'm fairly sure that Ultimecia and Jack are synergy characters here as well. The banner here features the release of Hope's LD weapon, and here I am also going to be pulling for Hope's LD, or at least I plan to, unless I really deplete my entire stash of tickets. At this stage, I after farming Divine Diablo's boards, I actually have more than 1,000 tickets. I have a lot unclaimed in the Cydia shop, so I should have enough tickets for this banner, hopefully. And I will be throwing tickets until I score Hope's LD weapon. I already have the rest of his kit. So essentially, every banner on this arc features characters that I want to pull for. And for some other people, this may seem quite intensive. The reason why I'm aiming to pull on every banner here is really because I actually saved during Ramza's arc. So for example, I skipped Caius' banner and I also skipped on Guy's banner. So I skipped essentially 2 events in a row just so that I could save all my resources for this upcoming arc with Ultimecia, because I really like all the characters in this arc, or I should say all the featured characters in this arc. So that's my pool plan for the second half of February 2021. Long story short, if I want to summarize, I would say that I will throw tickets until I score Podelo's LD. I will throw either tickets or gems for Jack. And the reason why I want to use gems on Jack's banner versus other banners is really because I'm missing all of Jack's weapons. Whereas for the other banners, I already have all their weapons except for their LD. And I tend to use gems when I actually need multiple weapons. It's just my personal preference in terms of pulling method. After that, I'll be throwing tickets for Krau LD and tickets for Hope LD. And I also tend to talk about MLB priorities, and this time it's a bit more difficult to prioritize. I listed here 1, 2, 3, and 4, but really I feel that all the characters here are quite notable in their own right. And if you're looking to pull only for specific characters due to limited resources, my recommendation is to actually pull for the characters that fulfill the role that you currently lack the most. So for example, if you really need more magic DPS characters, then Ultimecia is a strong pickup. Or of course, if you want to have a physical DPS character, Jack is a great pickup and will fill your roster nicely. If you want say a strong support character who can heal and provide Asuna as well as framed buffs, then Penelo of course is great for that role, and likewise Hope and Krall as well. And I believe Hope also carries the new introduction of Magic in Peril, which will fit in very nicely with some other characters as well. So I prioritize it in this order, mainly because just based on my current roster, the people that I would like to have more that I think will round up the rest of my team nicely would be Ultimecia, Jack, Penelo. I will still place a lot of value in Hope and Krall, but it's just that I personally, I think I have less of a need for them in my roster than the rest, but it doesn't mean that I don't think that they are not worth it at all. In fact, I think that they are very worth resources if you can spare them. So that's it for this pool banner. I hope it's been somewhat informative and helpful. If it is, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.